Interesting. I want us now to transition and talk about a bit of politics, and some few things have been happening in Western Kenya, but also in Mount Kenya region. I want us to begin by listening to some leaders in Western Kenya as they spoke over the weekend. Watch.
Wewe Muluya, hii fitina yako kila siku. Ati weta na musalia, wenya kukurendi. I cannot go and be speaker. Wacha vitina wewe.
Our unity is not an option. Our unity must matter, must count. Tutembee pamoja, tusungumuze lugha moja, tuende direction moja.
Sema tu Luya unity kwa microphone. Sema Luya unity bako kwa vitendo vyako pia. Watu waone kweli wewe una believe katika hii mambo ya Luya unity.
We are tired with these unity rhetorics. Hamwezi kuwa mnaongea mambo ya unity before elections. Mnapigiwa kura mnamaliza mnaongea unity. Tena kura inakuja mnaongea unity. Saa hii watu hawakuli unity. Tunataka vijana wetu wa mkoa Magharibi waingie kwa jeshi, waingie kwa polisi, wamama wapewe mikopo, barabara zetu ziundwe. That is the discussion we want to put across. Sababu hizi kuwa kwamba mchana mnasema mnaunga mkono Rais William Ruto na mkirudi nyumbani mnapiga chama chake vita. That is hypocrisy. Kama mnaunga mheshimiwa rais mkono kwa maendeleo yake, muunge pia yeye kwa chama chake ambacho ameunda.
All right. Mheshimiwa Farah, let me begin with you on this one. I know you don't come from the region, but you spoke a little bit about the politics and the nature of it, the cracks that we have in the country. Why is it so important for regions, either after the election or just before the election, there's this conversation, and we will later listen to what is happening in Mount Kenya. Why is it so important for even leaders in Western Kenya to be speaking about this?
That's primarily the reason why I told you that the system must change. This pure presidential system, this winner take everything, this unaccountable government which is owned by shareholders, because people tell you we are shareholders. This system of contestation that essentially is do or die. The only way we can get rid of it is if we change this system, we go for a parliamentary system. If there was a parliamentary system, nobody would be talking about the unity of the community. Everybody would be talking about the good ideas that his party has. You see what I mean? People will be promoting their parties and their visions and their manifestos out there and saying, choose us because we're going to do a better job for you. We'll do this in the Western, we'll do this in Northeastern, we'll do this in Central Kenya, mountain region, we'll do this or that, you know what I mean? But we see, because of the manner in which we have already, the dispensation we have, is now becoming critical for every community to say, let us close ranks. Let us be shareholders of the government that's going to be there. Either people who are going to craft a new chart a new course, or people who want to be part of an existing course, what they call setup. It kind of, you do not eliminate these divides. Why do you look for Luya unity, or you look for Somali unity, or Kikuyu unity? Why can't you look for the unity of Kenyans? You can't blame them, because the nature of the political construct we have right now is basically that. They will tell you it's going to be a president who is going to carry everything, who is literally literally a very powerful position. Right. You see what I mean? Who has the powers to either close off the taps or open the taps for you in terms of development. So the community says, let's be on the right side of history always, so that our community can gain.
Yet, Honorable
Can I just finish?
Malim, yeah.
When you say our community can gain, it essentially means at the cost of the others. You're basically saying, let's have an undue gain because this will be our government. And
the irony is, Honorable Malim, that the leaders you just saw in that clip, they're all in government. Musalia Mudavadi is the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Moses Wetangula is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Aaron Cheriot is the leader of majority in the Senate. And Cleophas Malala is the Secretary General of UDA. So what is this about?
What it is about is that basically, and they're all on the same side. They all supported the sitting president. Am I right?
Yes.
They all supported the sitting president. But then, of course, a substantial part of those votes of Western Kenya also went to Raila in the last election. So effectively, they're saying, come to our side. But even within coming to their side, they have different parties. You know what I mean? There's still an element of jostling and space, what do you call, for everybody. And that's how every community is going, by the way. Let me tell you right now. Everybody who calls me right now from our community says, look, we need to unite ourselves. We need to come together. We need to have our own party. Sometimes that's what you hear. And then we can cut a deal with the government of the day. You see what I mean? We support somebody for the presidency because we are not likely to have a presidential candidate from our community. So all this ethnic, what do you call, conversation that's there is as a result of this system that we have right now.
Okay.
You resolve the system, you get a system that's not going to promote the ethnicity and the regionalism and the divides in this country, then of course you have a nation. You'll be uniting Kenyans. Because if you have a parliamentary system, nobody will be talking that kind of a language.
Okay. Honorable Kisia, so the Secretary General of UDA is talking about tunataka vijana wetu ingie kwa jeshi, polisi na kina mama wapate mikopo. So what exactly is going on there? When he calls for the other parties to fold up and join UDA, what is the essence and how does that address the issues and concerns of the people of Western region?
I think Farah has addressed that issue very eloquently. Because in a system that is fair and just, why would you be talking about tunataka vijana wetu waingie jeshi, tunataka wengine waingie KRA? In a system that is just and fair, we would be saying that KRA will have 1,500 positions that must be shared equally.
Yes.
We would be saying that in jeshi, there are 10,000 people to be recruited, whatever the number is, they must be shared equally and fairly. Okay? But when you have a system that promotes favorism, tribalism, and that, you find one or two regions taking 60% of the share, that is where the problems begin. Because the winner has taken everything and is a shareholding arrangement. So if you're not a shareholder of that arrangement, then, well, your fate is left to God. So I agree with Farah that we need to change and have a system that dismantles this arrangement where the winner takes it all. We need to make the executive less attractive. In fact, we need to make even those offices of the governors very unattractive. So that when you go there, you know you're going to serve, you are not going to enrich yourself. We normally keep on referring to Singapore. And you say, Kenya was going to be like Singapore. I'll make sure. How can you make sure when you cannot get the basics right? You look at how the immediate former Prime Minister for Singapore transitioned. He started preparing. And look at how the selection method they used to arrive at the new Prime Minister. It was not because of tribe. It was because of what the man can do. Purely merit. Meritocracy. He went there based on merit, not because of where he comes from, not because he's a hustler, not because he's a dynasty. In fact, those people who were hustlers like Maura, they are now dynasties. So I'm hoping that by 2027, they should be giving ways to hustler Kisa to come in. Okay?
Okay. I hear you. Let's listen to a clip. Sorry about that. Let's listen to a clip that came from Mount Kenya region of the Deputy President explaining why there's no reason for worry there.
We have a few challenges here and there. People competing to be seen, to be ahead. Others wanting to be seen like they are more closer to so-and-so. Others wanting to be seen to be more educated. Others looking more cleverer. Others, they think they are more rich. Others, they think they are very smart. But those differences are cosmetic. But the soul of the Mount Kenya people is one.
Senator Maura, the differences are cosmetic, but the soul is one. We can see it, though. What is the real picture on the ground? What's going on?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I think this is my brother Philip Kisia. I am not a dynasty. I'm still out there, by the way. We are with you. And so therefore, you cannot call me a dynasty just because I was appointed as CAS and then that appointment has been pended. By the way, I'm the chairman of the 50 CAS.
It's squashed.
So when you say, yeah, but there's an appeal. When you say you need 23 and not 50, I will defend my 50. Let's come to that. No, and I don't think you just become a dynasty by joining government. Let me say this. First and foremost, I think if you can allow me to have a bite on the issue of the Western region, there are two schools of thoughts. There is the idea that UDA should, be one huge party. That's why Malala is advancing that kind of cause. And of course, there is the issue of my boss, Musalia Mudavadi, and the Speaker, Moses Wetangula, who served with him in the Senate, having their two parties, ANC and Ford Kenya. And we must really credit them because, Bill Clinton, when he was running for president, he talked about 2-4, that if you get 2 for 1, him and Hillary, and it worked. And in this case, also, they did the same. They combined the two main voting blocks in Western, and you had Musalia and Wetangula, and that is the real, that's where we really got the victory. If you look at the margin between President Ruto and Raila Odinga. Right. So we must give them credit. So what is the battle here? I think, Sam, is because they would want the people who voted in Azimio. I think the whole region, you can say about 60% voted for Azimio, if I'm not wrong. Is that the part of the 60 to join them? But then joining them which way? Is it directly to UDA, all of us together, or they would want to consolidate their parties as ANC and the Ford Kenya so they have a better bargaining ground? I hope and believe, and I'm very proud of my boss, Musalia Mudavadi, is a very calm, resolute, seasoned politician, one of the most qualified politicians we have in this government. What do you mean your boss? But he is, I was appointed to be in the Prime CS office. So he's my boss. Literally. You're not a CAS. Yes, I'm not. I'm not in terms of the fact that the issue is pended, but he's my boss. He's my boss even in the politics. What are you talking about, Sam? Carry on. Kuja pole pole. So, for the issue of Western, and he's my boss because I believe. No, it's okay. Tell me about Mount Kenya. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there sooner than later. So let me say this: the issue of Western, so therefore, is very critical because if we are to increase the number of people who voted for Kenya Kwanza administration, then we have to get votes from Western. And I believe that this is just competition, is sibling rivalry, but it would pan out well. And I must commend Prime CS Mudavadi and Speaker Wetangula because they really are trying their best to make sure that they're united. Now, coming to the issue of Mount Kenya region. Mount Kenya region, to be very sincere and to be very honest, there could be some issues here and there, but the soul is the fact that 47% of the votes that President Ruto got came from Mount Kenya region. And the Deputy President, Gachagua, is a leader of the Mount Kenya Brigade. He is a leader. He is the one who is first amongst equals. He is the one who is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And that's why I say the issue is around there could be shades of opinion here and there. There could be people thinking this way, that way. But in terms of the KK administration as it is, he is the one. He is the number 2 in command in this country. So I think that there is no doubt about it. And so therefore, in any political party, for example, in any household, people are allowed to have divergent opinions. But by the end of the day, there is a father and a mother. That's what we are saying with the Mount Kenya region. So who is questioning that in the region? No. That he has to come out and say that I mobilized this region to the man behind President William Ruto? No. The media, actually. That is a media that is trying to, that's why I'm here this morning. That is why we're having it as a discussion. It's the media that is setting the agenda as if to show that the region is not as united. It is very united. And the people are with the KK administration, and the one who was appointed to become the deputy president in a very rigorous process, which I was very much involved, by the way, very much involved. In fact, I was the CEO of Mulima House. Maybe you don't know this, which was the epicenter, like the nerve center
you
of the Mountain region. Yes.
The perceived differences in the Mount Kenya region is a creation of the media. That's what you're saying?
What we are saying in short is that people may have divergent opinions, but the region is fully behind President William Ruto and his administration, and the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, is a leader of the region.
So when he says that some people pretend to be clever than others, to be richer than others, to be closer to some people than others, Is that the media saying that?
Sam, you are my friend here.
No, I'm asking you. You're a leader from Mount Kenya region.
No, I'll answer you with the same analogy where we are, the four of us. You are my personal friend, I can say that. Somebody here is richer than me. Maybe I may be poorer than somebody else. Somebody is clever. Like now, Farah Maalim is a sage. He's our senior. We listen to him. He has a history. He has been there longer. So there are all types of shades of opinions and people in any form of dispensation. Yeah.
So when the Deputy President says some are pretending to be richer than others, to be closer to some people than others, to be more clever than others, what does that mean?
It means sometimes you have to act the part until you make it. So that is ambition, and if you have no business in, if you are not ambitious, you have no business being in politics. So there are young people who are trying to be like a county, supremo. There are others who want to be seen to be better in parliament. There are others who want to be seen to be better ministers. That's normal. Everybody is trying to jostle for their space. But after all is said and done, number one, the region is behind President William Ruto. Rigathi Gachagua is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya and the senior most leader we have currently from the region.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting that finally you answer the question. Honorable Maalim, so then what do we do with all these differences, yet it's just at the start of the second year of this term?
You see...
Sam,
I know you, Sam. I want to call you my son. You're definitely younger than some of my sons.
Carry on.
Sam, the media in this country is one of the most ill-informed, illiterate organization.
How so?
You people think that being achievers in the media is becoming sensational, picking on everything perceived or real. What you need to do is you have to have a lot of content. It's nothing to worry about a competition between two guys. You never see anywhere in the developed world, the media, Washington Post or the what do you call the New York, is it the New, none of them, one is a Tribune, the other one is a Post, am I right? You never see them saying that, the relationship between so-and-so, Biden and his friend, the relationship between Obama and his deputy, or the relationship, nobody bothers with individuals. There's this big sage, or what do you call wise saying, that ordinary minds discuss people. Medium minds discuss events, and big minds discuss ideas. Talk about the things that bedevil our country, the things that, the ills of this country, the economy, the problem with ethnicity in this country and that kind of, the issues of discrimination, the issues of nepotism. Talk about those things, but in a manner that essentially is going to put value to this country. If there's a debate between me and Kisia, the media will always concentrate on the fact that me and Kisia are not seeing eye to eye. You do not debate what Kisia believes in, what I believe in, and what you believe in. As a media, you should say, we think Kisia is wrong in this, we think Farah is wrong in this, or Kisia is right on this. And you discuss those ideas.
So you tell me, Honorable Maalim.
So because any time, you see right now, there is a desire by the media houses to more or less hype up an element of
Honorable Maalim,
jostling.
I have asked a very simple question.
Jostling for relevance between the deputy president and other people in that place, or the people within that in Western Kenya, Batangula, Mudavadi, and all those things are non-issues.
So let me ask you, if they're non-issues, why are those leaders speaking about them?
Who is speaking about them?
I have played the clip of Deputy President. I've played the clip
what
of
the Deputy
leaders in Western Kenya.
What the Deputy President is basically saying is that, look, there are issues, people are jostling for things. Whatever he feels about it, it's not for me and you and the media to take a lot of time to waste on that. How much value do you put into this country by wasting time on covering side things, covering issues that are basically personal? If he himself feels it, well, allow him time, over a period of time, discuss ideas and say that, what are the areas? What are the areas?
You're a very experienced politician, Honorable Farah Maalim, been in parliament at different times, served in during different regimes.
Yeah.
So when you see such kind of a thing, what is this supposed to inform us if you're to reflect on history?
Look, don't bother with it. Have you seen Biden losing direction? He's walking. Listen to me carefully. Let me tell you.
We're in Kenya.
I'm talking about Kenya, and I'm talking about the world, I'm talking about the globe. We are in a global village. We're supposed to be internalizing the best ideas in the world. and applying it on our own, what do you call country here? What's the role of the media? To educate, to inform, and to entertain. You get my point? Have you seen Biden lose his direction and somebody is saying, stop him, because people think he's a little bit senile? You know what I mean? How much does the media in America devote itself right now to covering that and hyping it? Imagine if that had happened in Kenya. That would be the thing for the whole of the next 2 years. That would be the story. Don't waste our time, and as Kenyans, as a nation, we need a lot of good ideas.
Okay.
We need the media to help us develop this country for posterity, for generations to come. We don't want to get involved in an unending personality, issues, so and so. No, talk about it. And you as the media, when everybody goes low, you should go high. You know
okay.
what I mean?
All right.
And actually bring us MPs and say, members of parliament, we don't care about your crap. What is in it for Kenyans? We need to talk about the economy. We need to talk about our education system and how it's going to serve us. We need to talk about the integration of the region itself, because Kenyans have got the most educated and the most, trained, the best trained technical capacity. But because we do not have an integrated region, we are not able to get our young men and women to go and work in Djibouti, in Somalia, in Ethiopia, in Sudan, and everywhere else. And the peace of this region is in our favor. The development of the region is in our favor because we have the best. The only thing we have achieved so well is education.
Okay,
now, can the media do that?
All right, I hear you. We have several conversations here, including this morning. You've spoken about the counties. You've spoken about. No, just hold on, Honorable Farah Maalim. We're winding up.
I have.
No, just hold on. Just a minute. We need to end. Honorable Philip Kisia. So then, where does this take us moving forward at a time that? Like he says, yes, we need to focus on real issues, but at the same time, the politics cannot be ignored because history has taught us that words have meanings. Whatever public state officers say on the podium, they have meanings.
Ignore it.
Yes, what the pronouncements that are made by those in leadership, political leadership or executive leadership, have an impact on society. But I agree with Honorable Farah that the media should not promote these irrelevant issues because they're irrelevant. They not add anything to the well-being of Kenyans. So if media in this country can ignore such useless statements, such useless pronouncements that are made by people who, I think wake up from the wrong side of the bed, can really go a long way. Now, I know because they're closing, my friend, Honorable Maura, I pray that you get this CAS. Please don't pray for 50, pray for half. Now, this message, I know probably your boss is very busy dealing with bigger issues, but right now, the Kenyans are hurting. Kenyans are hurting. Let us focus on reducing the cost of living. People are really hurting. People who are in parliament are already talking about the Commission for Revenue Salaries Commission. They're already talking about increasing parliamentary salary by 14%. I don't know, there's a form of bribery so that they can keep quiet. I don't know. Okay. Mara has already spoken about it. Kenyans are suffering. Please pass that message to my friend. He's my friend. We've had a meal with you and him. He's my friend. He's my president. But Kenyans are hurting. Okay. Let us bring down the cost of living. If you can do that, I can assure you he will have a very, very easy sail in 2027. If the cost of living continues skyrocketing, oh, my friend, he's in for a good show.
All right. Thank you so much, Philip. And just a moment, Honorable Farah. Godfrey Baraza is saying that President Ruto should work extremely hard to dismantle the cartel ring around the health sector and ensure the flow of services to the common man is seamless and free from complexities. Ibrahim Bakari is saying that counties play a critical role in contributing to the health sector kitty. The on-source revenue efforts must be highly guarded from the itchy fingers of corrupt county leaders. Engineer Lazaro Kanyambok, you're saying that though facilitating social health workers in the public service is a positive gesture, President should be keen enough to bloated counties with unimaginable wage bills. And Remy Butia is saying that community health promoters will play a critical role in the success of Kenya's primary healthcare approach. CHPs will be key to the approach success as they bridge the health system link facilities in rural communities. It's 8 minutes past 8 o'clock. Allow me to end it there, and thank you all for making time for us. Honorable Faramalim from the DAB, Philip Kisyep, leadership and governance expert, as well as Senator Isaac Mora for this conversation.
David Madeki says hi, says you're doing a good job.
See you some other time. Asante sana. And that's it for us. Honorable Faramalim, you're on screen. We can see you walking out. Yeah.